Okay, so hello friends. I hope all of you are doing well. And as I had mentioned before that, I will start off with news articles also as I was doing before, and I will keep on increasing the amount of information that I will be giving out to you. It won't just be news or it won't just be knowledge or just entertainment. There will be many other things also like trivias and games, quizzes. I'll be incorporating all of that. So, as I had said that I would start off with some news articles as I used to do earlier. The only difference is I used to do it one by one video for one news article, but today the process will be a bit different. I'll start off with news articles from various parts of the world, and it would be different news. News would be from various sectors, and these are the latest news. So let's get started. Okay, first news article. UAE signs deal with Bill Gates' nuclear company on advanced reactors. Bill Gates' advanced nuclear reactor company, Terra Power LLC, and the United Arab Emirates state-owned nuclear company ENEC said on Monday that they have agreed to study the potential development of advanced reactors in the UAE and abroad. The Memorandum of Association comes amid a push by the UAE to expand its nuclear energy capacity and a pledge by over 20 nations at the COP28 climate conference in Dubai to triple nuclear deployment this decade to fight climate change. Very important news, very important update. Next, Israel orders Gazans out of Straits of Khan Yunis as it pressed its ground campaign deep into the south, sending desperate residents fleeing even as bombs fell on areas still described as safe. Israel's military posted a map on Twitter, which is now known as X, on Monday morning with around a quarter of the city of Khan Yunis marked off in yellow as territory that must be evacuated at once. Three arrows pointed south and west, telling people to head further towards the Mediterranean Sea and the Egyptian border. We know how critical the situation is in Israel right now, and today has been an important day as Israel has ordered Gazans out of Straits of Khan Yunis. Many people have been killed, and people are moving out of Israel to safer places, yet they are facing a lot of issues, a lot of problem right now. The war is still going on, as is the Ukraine war. Next, this is another important news article. Spotify has decided to cut 1,500 employees in third layoff round this year, or 17% of its headcount, to bring down costs after letting 600 of its staff go in January and 200 more in June. Very important news. After a round of job cuts at the start of the year by tech companies, some have begun reducing their workforce again, with announcements coming from Amazon to Microsoft own LinkedIn. We have seen in the past 1 year so many companies, especially tech companies, have cut down their workforce. They have asked so many of their employees to leave, and in addition to what has been happening for such a long time, this year Spotify has cut 1,500 employees. In a letter to employees, Spotify CEO has said the company hired more in 2020 and 21 due to lower costs of capital, and while its output has increased, much of it was linked to having more resources. Next, Bitcoin tops $40,000 for first time since May 2023 as it rides a wave of momentum on broad enthusiasm about US interest rate cuts and as traders bet on the imminent approval of US stock market traded Bitcoin funds. Another important news, the world's biggest cryptocurrency hit as high as, how much was it? $41,748 on Monday, its highest since April 2021, seemingly casting off the funk that was settled over crypto markets following the collapse of FTX and other crypto business failures last year. So Bitcoin has crossed 40,000 for the first time since the past 1.5 years. Big news. Zara founder buys Amazon logistics center in Dublin for $245 million. Spanish billionaire and Zara founder Amancio Ortega has bought a logistics center mainly used by Amazon in Dublin, Ireland for 225 million euros. His investment firm has said on Friday. It is the first time Ortega's firm has invested in logistics real estate in Ireland, and in March it bought a luxurious residential building in Dublin with 120 apartments for rent for around 100 million euros. Next news comes from Tesla. Tesla's China-made EV sales fall by 17.8% in November, biggest drop since December 2022. Sales of US automaker Tesla's China-made EV skidded 17.8% in November from the same month a year earlier to 82,432 cars. China Passenger Car Association's data has shown this. The sales have fallen by more than 17.8% in this month, biggest since December 2022. That means biggest in the past 1 year. The market this has now shown that the biggest fall since December 2000, when Tesla's sale of China-made EVs fell 21% on the year as the US automaker reduced output and cut prices to deal with rising inventories and weakening demand. Next, Telefonica has decided to cut 5,100 jobs in Spain by 2023 in an effort to reduce costs and adapt the company's size to the current market. Spain's largest telecom company employs about 21,000 people in its home country, while its global workforce is over 103,000. So this is news of another company cutting down jobs. So that's some big news coming in for these companies, for people who have lost their jobs. And after Spotify, it is Spain's largest telecom company which has decided to cut down jobs in Spain. Merck's to invest more than 500 million to boost Southeast Asia supply chain infrastructure in Southeast Asia. Maersk intends to scale up its warehousing and distribution in the region by up to 50% and expects to add nearly 480,000 square meters of capacity across Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia and the Philippines by 2026. So, Maersk will be investing more to boost Southeast Asia's supply chain infrastructure. Big news for Southeast Asia. Next news. Okay. Rockefeller Foundation at COP28 backs early coal retirement using carbon credits. A consortium led by the Rockefeller Foundation has launched a pilot initiative to use carbon credits to retire a coal power plant in the Philippines before the end of its natural life, it said on Monday during the climate talks in Dubai. The UN talks taking place until December 12th are the latest effort to find a way to wean the world of fossil fuel, very important, but nations are divided over whether to prioritize ways to abate the emissions from the continued burning of coal, oil, and gas or to cease its production as quickly as possible. Let me have a sip of tea. I needed that. Okay, next. South Korea to consult China over urea export delays to prevent disruptions to urea supplies after Korean companies reported the fertilizer and emissions reducing chemical was taking longer to pass through Chinese customs on its way to the peninsula. This has been going for a long time, and now South Korea wants the exports of urea to be given to them as quickly as possible. The reports follow calls from China's Nitrogen Fertilizer Association last month to prioritize supplies for domestic use after prices hit a 2-year high. They also come after Indian industry figures in September flagged delays at Chinese ports. Japanese company Toyota plans to expand battery EV line in Europe to 6 models by 2026. On Monday, it said it would increase its lineup of battery electric vehicles in Europe to 6 models in the next 3 years, and it expected such vehicles to make up more than 20% of new car sales in the region by then. Very important decision taken by Toyota, the world's largest automaker by sales, also said it expected to sell more than 250,000 battery powered vehicles annually in Europe by 2026 as it seeks steep growth in a market where it has long been overtaken by rivals. Okay. Next. Brazil launches $204 million drive to restore Amazon rainforest. Oh my God, that's some big news. Brazil's National Development Bank on Saturday launched an effort to restore degraded or destroyed woodland amounting to 60,000 square kilometers, an area nearly the size of Latvia in the Amazon rainforest by 2030. At the United Nations COP28 Climate Summit in Dubai, Brazil's National Development Bank announced that the restoration program with funding of up to 1 billion reais or $205 million through 2024 would also seek to capture 1.65 billion tons of carbon from the atmosphere by 2030. Next. Okay, somebody is saying hi. Hi. Okay, let me go on with my news articles, and then you can keep on sharing your views and what else you would want to see. Nicaragua's Miss Universe franchisee owner accused of conspiracy. Nicaraguan police late on Friday charged the owner of the local Miss Universe franchisee with conspiracy, money laundering, and spreading fake news just weeks after the Central American nation's first victory in the pageant. Authorities have accused Karen Celebrity, director of Miss Nicaragua franchisee, her husband and son, with conspiracy against the government, according to a statement issued by the National Police. That's very bad to have happened. However, such thing, such things happen, and it's something that we do not like to see, but such things keep on happening. Okay. Okay, who is it? Vrishali. Hi, Vrishali. Hi. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Okay, next news article. Uh, okay, in the meantime, you can tell me what you would like to see. Okay. Mexico's Samuel Garcia pulls out of 2024 presidential race. Samuel Garcia, one of the two main opposition hopefuls competing in Mexico's 2024 presidential election, has withdrawn from the contest to return to his post as governor of the northern state of Nuevo Leon, his party said on Saturday. So, Samuel Garcia has pulled out of the presidential race. Argentina's new government wants to strike EU-Mercosur deal somehow, someday. Argentina's incoming government aims to strike a trade agreement between the European Union and Latin American economies. The country's future foreign minister, Diana Montino, told media as a deal under the current administration looks increasingly unlikely. So that's just some of the news articles that we have today. Let me see if we have something else. There are actually a lot of news articles, but I wouldn't be able to read, just let you know all of it. But let me see, let me just check. And also let me know what else you would like to see for the news article. Okay. Some more news from Israel Gaza. Girl under Gaza rubble asks rescuers to save relatives first. People are in such a bad situation in Gaza, and we are just coming to know of how they are fighting their bad days. Trapped under the rubble of a 5-story building in Gaza, 13-year-old girl Alma pleaded for rescuers to help free her relatives first. And rescue has been going on to free all of them who have been trapped underneath. One Palestinian killed in Israeli raid in Kalandia camp. A 33-year-old Palestinian has been killed in an Israeli raid at the Kalandia refugee camp in the occupied West Bank. News reports have said 40 Israeli army four-wheel drives accompanied by a bulldozer raided the camp and the neighborhood in the morning. So that's bad. That is how bad it is. Red Cross chief visits Gaza, makes urgent plea for aid. The Red Cross chief has arrived in Gaza and is pleading for an end to the intolerable human suffering in the besieged enclave. In a post on Twitter, Mirjana Sporadik urgently called for civilians to be protected in line with the laws of war and for aid to enter unimpeded. She also urged for captives to be released and for the Red Cross to be allowed to safely visit them. Berlin urges Israel to guarantee realistic protection to Palestinian civilians as Israel begins focusing its military campaign in the south, which many Palestinians were ordered to move to for safety. Germany has urged Israel to guarantee realistic protection to civilians. So, as of now, I think That is as much as information I have right now. Okay, then we also have Hamas fires rockets towards Tel Aviv. Oh my god. Hamas has again started firing. Videos posted on social media show a barrage of missiles launched from Gaza being intercepted in the sky above Tel Aviv. Sounds of explosion could also be heard. Hamas claimed responsibility for launching the rocket, saying the attack was in response to the killing of civilians by Israeli forces. So, for today, I think we have so much that we can share. And also, let me know, write down in the comments what you would uh, like to see. What else? Is there a specific sector you would like to kind of see, or is there a particular country, a particular region, a particular stream that you want to know, a particular region from where IT, is it telecom, is it energy, retail, finance, what is it that you would like to know about, and I will go ahead and get as much information as I can. So for today it's all. Good night.